Welcome to more episode 34. I'm here with Coma. Coma Qbhall. Sorry, it's warm today.
Yeah. So I know who it was that really wanted on the stream now. Then
Yeah,
so just
sure, of course, naturally. Yes. Yeah, man. Well,
well, they're just gonna have to settle, or not,
nothing.
you
Yeah.
know.
We had an earthquake in Japan, a big one, 7.2 or something like that on the magnitude. And they say it can become a big one in like days or weeks, like a mega earthquake. Hopefully not, because I need to go too. And it all depends where. I mean, on the moment you can go to Fukushima because that's off limit right now. That's in the red zone. You can look it up maybe.
Is
Yeah.
is that because of like the worried about if it becomes if it has an earthquake, it could, the area could become radioactive if there's some problem.
Nothing. No, no. Nothing like that. No, it's just Japan. Be Japan basically.
Oh, just as
Yeah.
you mean as like a precaution in case of
I mean, they think with like a big one like this is then there's a big chance there's a bigger ones coming up because there's also small ripples and then follow up with bigger and bigger and bigger ones. Till you have you know, a tsunami of like 30 meters high and that kind of shit. So it's not
oh
so good one. It's not so good.
ah so
Yeah, Japan there's a mega earthquake alert, meaning the big one is coming. Let's hope.
damn.
So yeah, that's
So they
like. Hmm?
So they don't allow anybody to go to Fukushima because of this warning. Is that what you're saying?
Well, for now they have, for advice to go traveling abroad to Japan. They have marked it as red, so you can go there right now. There's like 16 wounded. Some houses have been collapsed, so not huge damage, but still one can come. And it's gonna come in an Nankai truck, so that's about from here to all the way to the end of Japan, basically. So it's a huge part of Japan that can, with the tsunami of 30 meters and the big earthquake and all that kind of shit. And let me see. When was the last one? Yeah, last one was in 2011, and another one was in 1707. The rupture along its entire 600-kilometer length caused the second biggest earthquake ever recorded in Japan, was followed by the eruption of Mount Fuji. Yeah, it's good. But that's been a few hundred years ago, and 2011 was pretty bad. You can still can go to, you know, where the nuclear reactor was because, danger of contamination, but, was never planning to go there anyway. Some geniuses have been, but yeah, but they can't really foreshadow when really it's gonna come. They're just gonna, they can just look every day for like big ones, but they can't really see from when what is gonna come. But I hope, for me at least, that it's come after my vacation or just in the part where I'm not there. Obviously, I don't want one in the first place for all the people out there, obviously, with their homes, family members, children, kids, animals, obviously. But still, I still want to go to Japan and not have that much money just being wasted to nothing. Obviously, a lot of other people are also going to come. But you get my point at this point.
I wonder when yeah, it's kind of crazy that like that is one natural disaster that is almost impossible to predict. You could look at the path of a hurricane, you could and attempt to predict it, but the earthquake is
Mm,
just almost a total unknown. I
yeah,
think
yeah. Yeah, it's really
at
difficult.
most,
I mean, you have some animals that have like that can kind of. feel something going on in the earth, like for earthquakes or other stuff. But you know, you know, but you know that it's like just before we really find out about it. So
Yeah,
oh well.
they're keeping mum about it. Why the hell you didn't say something fluffy? Sitting there,
why why didn't Hello Kitty say anything to me? Why is he
nothing, nothing.
nothing at
In fact,
all? Why?
they might they could sense it because they might be the ones bringing it upon us. Yeah,
Yeah,
look at who would
it's just a
suspect Hello Kitty?
conspiracy. The cats just don't want to tell us what they know. It's just
Yeah,
all
and
big cover up.
they're so nimble. They're probably jumping out of the way of anything.
Yeah,
It,
just jumping out the window, run everywhere. Who cares? It's just our humans. I will get a new one anyway.
it's all a it's all a conspiracy.
Hmm.
The cat did it. That Simpsons meme. Nobody believes the butterfly did it. So something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, nobody believes the cat did it. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
would suspect Hello Kitty. But yeah, it's really. I know Japan has like a lot of stuff in place. Like the buildings are made with all kind of incredible anti-earthquake designs. I know like buildings have like a counterweight at the bottom of them or something like that. A whole heap of stuff. Because I remember yeah, maybe I could Google this if you buy the computer, but probably in the 90s or the 80s there was like a huge one. Was that what I was talking about? There
No,
was a
from
huge
the
earthquake.
18th century, he was talking about one,
Okay,
and one from 2011, obviously, but not from the 90s.
okay. I remember there was one where like like buildings on their sides, all kinds of craziness. It was crazy.
Mm.
And like
Oh
after
shit.
that, they really not that they like it might. I mean, they were obviously aware that the earthquake is always a problem, but they probably only designed up to a point. And they were like, yeah, this is good enough. It's like, yeah, well, I guess not. But
Mm-hmm.
knock on wood, like you say that uh, you know, it doesn't come.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. Oh well,
you know,
I got a back plan B if Japan doesn't go right. I hope not. I'm still looking out for it. Like maybe some country in Europe this time, or a country I already been to, just another part of it. I'm just gonna do that. It's a bit easier too.
so you haven't ordered anything yet in
Oh
terms
yeah, of
of.
course I've ordered for Japan months ago, and
Oh,
like the hotel, the flight, etc., etc. But if it happens before a certain date that I can still get my money back, then doing that and get all my money back. If it's
uh,
just close to Tokyo or it is Tokyo, I'm getting all my money back, and then fly to somewhere to something else. And I don't want to waste my own vacation. Just for that, doing 2 weeks nothing or just working again. Like no thanks. So yeah,
all right, that's yeah, true.
but I hope
Hopefully,
it's not
hopefully,
coming at least.
knock on wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, other news. There were hear about the anime leaks, like recent anime leaks.
Oh yeah, I don't know the details about it, but I hear that was some Crunchyroll stuff, was some Netflix stuff was leaked. Uh, full episodes of our upcoming show or something like that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. A bunch of animes were leaked, like Terminator Zero, another
Oh shit.
Arcane. The Mononoke movie was also leaked. That's on Yana right now. And I mean, I've seen bits of the leaks, and I'm like, I don't know what happened to it. It's like just like censored out sub for it or something like that, and a few trademarks in the corner. So I don't know how great the quality is, but some things have been leaked for some by someone, like a news agency said for Crunchyroll. There was someone in the department was compromised and now they're just heavily going at it to take everything down, or everything is from YouTube down, as far as I can see it, but nothing from Nya or anything like that. So yeah. Several
Oh,
upcoming titles on Netflix have shown up on X4chan, including two seasons of season 2 of Arcane, Terminator Zero.
wait, sorry. You say they showed up where?
Oh, YouTube, 4chan, X,
Fortune
Twitter.
again.
Of
These
course.
guys, these hackers known as Fortune, they always up to something, you know.
Of course. It's or
Always up
defending
to something.
kittens, or it's just leaking certain
You
shows for some.
Like, yeah, I mean, didn't they do like a lot of good stuff? You
Some,
know,
yeah, also not. It's like, it's like a
so some good stuff.
50-50 sometimes of shit they do.
All right, but well, let me, I'm going to be charitable and say, maybe the overall net good to society is good. You know what I heard? I mean, you know what? I believe it. I heard have like costly FBI and CIA investigations into 4chan. You know, which I just think isn't that incredible? You have like all kind of PhD criminologists on these freaking boards, and I'm sure you see the memes like where it's like, yeah, guys, this guy's a freaking fed. You know,
Mm-hmm.
this which I think is great. It's like imagine, and I always say this, and I think I mentioned this before. Imagine the collective autism, and I say this as a bit of an autist myself,
Yeah.
could be harnessed.
Mm-hmm.
They solve everything, in a fraction of the time that the government always say, yeah, like like look at what they call it, SpaceX. Didn't they do
Oh,
stuff that
SpaceX.
NASA
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah,
do?
okay, okay.
You know, like they were like this NASA is this big bloated government agency, and SpaceX was doing stuff that they said was impossible, and they couldn't do it even with a bajillion times more funding. At least that is one thing I heard. I don't know how accurate it is, but you know what? I could kind of believe
Mm.
it because everybody could believe in government waste. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I know
I like
from
that.
leaks one time on one side. Was this for a game or something? Strategic game or something like that? That they leaked like Air Force secrets, something like that.
What?
Leaked one time, like maybe 1 or 2 years ago. I don't really remember, but something like that. But
Wait, so
yeah, I
so wait,
mean,
the army leaked something by accident?
no, somebody just was being funny and thought like, "Hey, let me share some secrets. I know some stuff that others might
Holy
not
shit!
know," and just declassified some. Well, they didn't declassify them, but just leaked some documents. Beyond that, I don't
All
really know
right.
anything about that. But
So how anonymous is it really though? Because I know a lot of stuff says is
yeah,
anonymous, but it's
yeah,
not really that
nowadays it's a
anonymous.
bit difficult, but to be really anonymous like the early days. But yeah, I don't know. We don't know in
That's,
any case who it exactly is, or else not have seen, but oh well.
all right. Hopefully they're not in a gulag somewhere or whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever.
not yet. No. Oh well. We also had the Daladan being leaked. Ramon first episode, Ramon and a half episode, Mononoke movie. It's pretty nice. Your first ever sort of re-series, third season. Oh shit, might have seen that. Where to look at that, but then I have to wait for the other stuff to come out because how long is that gonna be? But and then a bunch of other stuff that I don't know, and like
Uh,
yeah,
1 second. That Dardan thing is that is where one kid believes in aliens and one kid believes in ghosts, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Spy Science so they'll do a new series again. Apparently, it was pretty popular. At least the manga, I believe, was pretty popular in recent years. But
Yeah, I think it
yeah,
was
Monologue is it's already out, and like, how long can it take for it to be legally out? I hope for that because the leaks that I saw were not that great at all. So yeah, oh well. And Arcane I never seen, so yeah, whatever. In that case,
I know it has like an interesting visual style. It's like painterly. It's not like I'm supposed to watch it. I don't know anything about the property that is based on, but I hear it's supposed to be good.
Mm, mm, mm,
You know,
mm. Maybe
what
I'll
is it
watch it
based
one
on?
time.
League
Hmm?
of Legends or something?
League of Legends? Was there a movie for? Heartstopper, Spellbound? No. No, no. I mean, yeah. Oh well. Other stuff that I've seen was yesterday Deadpool and Wolverine. Pretty funny. And a lot of shit going on. Shit ton of jokes, references, like lots of goddamn characters you haven't seen in years have come up. Even Blade has returned for, some reason. Because he is just, early 2090s, it was already a thing, but then went off the radar for years. So yeah, but I don't know, a fun movie. I hadn't. It was like I heard that it was like mixed reviews about it, but I don't know. I mean, you can't really deem it as like a masterpiece, obviously, because it's just a Marvel movie. Just like you watch it for dumb fun and not much else. It's just like a dumb movie. You just shut your brain off and watch. Like, there's not much really to get into it, except for like all the references to other things, comics, characters, places, whatnot. So yeah, it's one for fans, but beyond that, yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen it yet, so I guess those still is out.
Hmm.
No
So
spoilers, bro.
yeah, yeah, I saw it in Tsinski Theater in Amsterdam. It's like a big theater from the 20s, from the 1920s, from like the Jewish theater. It is, yeah, 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 because we have had a big Jewish population here in Amsterdam. So yeah, no, good place. No, just another uh place I haven't been in years. Only with school, been there like maybe 2 times or something like that. So yeah, well, it was fun. I've been eating in a restaurant, and yeah, yeah, good time. Oh yeah, and also gonna go to the new Alien movie, like the 18th. Alien Romo Luke, no, Ominous.
What? What is this?
New Alien movie. What's it called again?
Romulus. Okay, okay.
Yeah, that one. Going to that too in the theater, but that's on a Monday, so there's probably not that many people in the theaters. But oh well.
I don't
And
know much about
yeah,
that one.
yeah, seems good. Going back to the original plot, original stuff of like horror, and just going more philosophical and more like broader that they used to be. But their strengths, like this, that happened to every franchise once in a while, except Terminator. But yeah.
I should say well I am actually an Alien fan though, but I don't know. I mean like well that director is actually good, and early things that I heard about it are supposed to be good.
Mm, mm, mm.
The how do you call it? Like the preview, the press guys that went. But I mean, then I gotta think. Yeah, well, I mean, if I get a free ticket and Fox paying for this, that, and the other, I'm gonna see whatever the hell the show man is great. Whatever it is. Yeah, you know what? This is the best because I wanna go back again, right? Whenever they release the other crap, So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You want to have a movie that you want to go come back to, then just watch it one time. You're like, hey, it wasn't that good. Maybe I watch it once again, and then you never get back to it, or you just once watch some bits on YouTube or something like that for certain scenes, like I did with like Prometheus back in the day. I haven't really finished that movie. I just watched bits for like half the movie, and then just whatever. I don't know. I wasn't really that into it back in the day, but. Hmm.
oh, what I actually mean is like like how Access Media, like a lot of these YouTubers, they get paid
To
to talk.
watch it, to review it, and
Yeah,
then
yeah, and then you had to wonder, is that a how to say, is that an unbiased review?
It's like some obviously not. Some are just like just do it for money and nothing else, and don't give a shit about the movie. Like really obvious for some YouTubers, and then others that just really movie YouTube channels that really watch movies for a living, or just really passionate about a certain movie. They don't give a shit about the money and just want to watch the movie that they want to watch. And some just do it
But
for the fun of it, and it's just it depends on who you're watching, and it depends on who is getting paid for what. Then you're gonna get from is it real or is it fake?
you know, I think it's impossible to separate because if you like a lot of people who review and stuff that the company pays for, they don't think about it the same way that a customer would think about it. Because their money is not on the line, and they have like other perks too. So just by virtue of that, um,
Yeah.
I have a hard time trusting a lot of mainstream uh, reviews. Or
I
not even
mean,
mainstream. Actually, you know what's weird is like YouTube reviewers have now become the mainstream. You know,
yeah, it's like
like
what is one YouTuber again? Ryan Hollinger. Yeah, that's one that does only horror movies. For some reason, only English horror movies and no other country, which is kind of like
what the hell?
just focusing on one thing. Well, there's so much more, but you know,
Yeah, it's like if we talk about Aniara before here, I think
Anihara.
Aniara, Aniara. I
Hmm.
think we talked about it before. It's a
Maybe.
movie about people stuck on a spaceship. It was supposed to go to Mars, but it malfunctioned, and it's it's just going in space, unable to ever reach its destination.
I mean, I've
Uh,
watched movies like that.
I think we talked about this before. I'm pretty sure. You could probably look it up. Aniara, Aniara. But I mention it because as soon as you pull it up, I'm sure you'll recognize it. Is it's like it's something it's very European. It seems like European horror. Like existential dread. You guys good at that.
I mean, yeah, it just depends on who. Uh, what's the title of it? Maybe pop it in the chat or something.
An
Oh,
N
A
as in
N
night.
E
Yeah.
N. Um. Uh, 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 movie. Anoha.
That's not. Hold on.
Oh,
Let me see if I could put it up. Let me
Anohara.
put it to the chat.
Yeah.
All right. So it's in the chat of the this thing here.
Oh, that's how you do it.
Yeah, there's a
Copy.
lot of dust in here these days.
Ah, yeah, especially in my room. And yeah. Oh, that one. Oh, yeah, that's a really depressive one. Yeah, we talked about it a few times. Oh, yeah, I forgot about it.
Yeah. I'm amazed you forget about it. Maybe it's like your mind couldn't take it, so you just you know what? I'm not dealing with this.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah, there's like, yeah, it's a bit of a cosmic horror. Yeah, it's a kind of a cosmic horror type of deal. Yeah, it's like the color out of space. I still want to see that one from Cage. That's gonna be funny. Speaking of Cage, I also saw like Bad Lieutenant on the stream on the movie night. But like the
Oh yeah,
Cage version for like 2009, that was like, oh, yeah, it's like it was more the charming movie you could say. It's like also over the top and just Cage just going nuts about it at the peak of it. But it gets a good ending instead of like the tragic, depressing ending of the first movie. But like I don't know, it's a nice comparison to it between the two movies. So I don't know, I had a good time for that. That's a fun movie,
both
fun
both of them
weirdo.
were both of them were directed by Herzog.
Yeah. Wait, maybe we can look it up on
Is it a
Letterbox.
is it actually a remake or is it
No, it's more like a retelling of it. It's not literally, yeah, no, it's a bit more like inspired and more retelling of the whole thing, basically.
okay? Because I
Uh,
remember change. It's like, wait, what is this really? Is this a remake? Is this a you know? And it seems like a very Warner Herzog thing to do. And I like how the title is almost like, yeah, this is like not this is like an English, not first language title. Bad Lieutenant, or what is it
yeah.
about? Didn't that just tell you exactly what it's about? It's like
Yeah, I know what it's about. It's like a bad cop, basically, that's just doing drugs, sleep with hookers, steals drugs or like cocaine, majority of the time from the crime scene. Doesn't really give a shit. It's just uh, betting on the games, sport games, mostly on like
yeah,
hongball
but the
games.
real question is, does he get results? You see, his methods are unorthodox, but does he get results? If the answer
Does
is
he get
yes,
results? I
then he's
mean, he
actually
gets
a good.
results, majority negative results. He just owns more money and more money and more money, and then he just gets fucked at the end, basically, because he can't pay debt, get back his debt, and it just gets weirder and weirder and weirder. But I don't know, it's alright, I would say. I mean, like the first movie is really it's really an atmosphere to it. It's really like a mood piece, you could say.
Right, I kind of get that, and it's weird. Like I could imagine it was difficult for anybody who wasn't one of those to get money to make that kind of shit. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just his salary, selling drugs, getting drugs. It's like from all kinds of shit he was constantly
Yeah,
doing, basically.
it's like Mad Bull, Mad Bull, the motion picture.
Yeah. But that is just a bit more crazy. It's just like cartoony crazy, basically. It was a bit more down to earth, a bit more normal drugs type of crazy, you could say. Yeah, Bad Lieutenant, Port Call of New Orleans. That was basically the movie. Yeah, trailer. It is the Cage version. It's just a bit more. I don't know. It's a bit more. I don't know. It's a bit more fun. It's a bit more lighthearted. It still has some kind of atmosphere to it, but it's just like more late 2000s atmosphere to it than like anything else.
I actually do have to check them out because I remember watching it and I was like a little confused. It's like because it doesn't feel like a normal movie.
No,
Something
it
about
isn't
it is
really.
very
I mean, it
abnormal.
gets more like what's is real, what's not, but not like in a big picture. More like a small details that doesn't really make any sense. Or like the ending of this movie just goes a bit too well. It's just like it goes a bit too well for him, and like it has to be dreaming. He has to just wake up in prison or something like that, and it's just fucked. But no, he isn't dreaming. It never gets revealed to that, so it's like kind of like yeah, I don't know. It's yeah, you have to see it for yourself. It's like I streamed it like last week or something like that. So.
Yeah, we'll have to check it out. 'Cause,
Mhm.
there's so many things that I say that for. You know
Yeah,
how it goes.
have a whole list of shit to watch.
Yeah, and it's like it's so. I don't know if you remember back in the day, like when you first got online, was it an unlimited connection? You remember?
First, well, I didn't have dial up. I was starting like 2003, but we didn't have dial up, or maybe really short, but I don't remember. I remember just changing from telephone to cable. I remember that kind of, but beyond that, no. We just could
Okay.
watch anything we wanted, but it was pretty slow back in the day. I can remember like flash games loading for like fucking forever, sites that didn't want to load, or other shit which is really slow. I remember it being really slow, yeah. Still slow for me, but not that slow anymore as back in the day.
Right. Well, also you got to consider that even if it seems slow now, the internet is so much more bandwidth hungry than it used to be. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like a single YouTube video is probably like a month downloading on dial-up at the time
Oh yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever
It
speed you
would
had
take
at the time. You know?
ages to download anything back in the day.
Yeah, I remember. Like when a lot of people when internet now started to come out and become a little more popular, you had to you had to count the hours. You know, it sounds crazy now, but you had to count down the freaking time that you had because you had a limited amount of time that was
Mm.
covered in the package. And anything you use over that, they charge like an extortionate price for. So let's say you had
Mm.
20 hours, you had to think, okay, well I used 40 minutes here, and be adding that shit up. It's like what is this savagery that they have us
Yeah,
doing here?
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
what I like is that they don't keep track of it for you. You had to keep track of it. It's like, well, obviously nobody's gonna do that properly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know?
Like you had to do whole, like you had to, count your own countdown for like a buff for a game, for instance. Like a buff was activated, and you had to count down for how long your buff was going, some shit like that.
Yeah, who the hell is gonna do that? Nobody. But yeah, and the service
Yeah,
has only gotten worse.
yeah, yeah.
These
Maybe I had that in like on vacation homes. Yeah, I had like codes that I had like we got a free code for like Wi-Fi, and I like every hour or something you had to put the code back in, and you could watch have some Wi-Fi again, and then you put in the code again, and then it went on and on and on. It wasn't a standard thing yet. It was just like you had to do that forever. It was really fucking annoying. And then like years, and then a few years later, it was just like standard. Just standard. You just had to put in one time the password for the Wi-Fi, and then you were done. You didn't have to wait for like an hour just to, watch something, and then it just fucks off, or earlier if there was really fucking slow or anything happened. So yeah, it was not really a standard back in the day. Like I remember in 2014, it was like that kind of thing still in some parks here in the Netherlands, but I don't know.
no, that's weird. What year was this that they had the countdown? 2014, you say? Or you had to
Yeah. Then we had still free, just a code for like 40 minutes, and then you have to or like an hour, and then you had to put it in. Or maybe the code was like for the whole day, but it didn't, but it just didn't do that, and you had to put it in over and over and over again. It didn't really fucking work. It wasn't a standard thing, really, for some of these parks. I don't know why. I'm like, I even remember like maybe not even 5 years ago that we went into a park. We went in this park at all kinds of different houses, like just to rent for like a week or something. And then you went in, and it was like you stepped into the early 2000s. They still had the VHS player and DVDs and VHS player and VHS tapes lying around. That was just for a
what
few years ago for one park. That was still a thing.
what VHS did they have?
Movies. Yeah, lots of Hollywood movies. Like I mean, like 5 horror movies. I haven't tested if the thing. Well, I tested one time if the thing worked, and it did work. And I should have taken the thing too, because I remember we had still some VHS tapes at home, and then we wanted to take him to watch him, and then a year later it was all gone and all modern, modern now. So we couldn't do that anymore. And now I have one, obviously, but I should have taken it because we would give a shit, because it's just it would be the next year would just be gone. So yeah, I don't know.
You
This
know
is
what?
like the last one that did that.
Like how like when you steal stuff, they put it on the bill.
I
I've
mean,
never done it, but I see it on TV. No,
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 no.
I
But
never done it either. Well, maybe when I was like 6, I did some funny
no, but
stuff.
no, but in this case, they would have like given you a credit. It's like thanks for removing this garbage.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
check
yeah.
that
I
as
mean,
well.
it was really out of commission. It's just the last year of use, and who would give a shit? But I don't know. I never tried it. I mean, when I was younger, like 6, 7, I had the funny idea to take all of the keys out of the doors and just shove them down the toilet and flush it. And then when the week was over and we went home, we got an angry manager just calling us like, "Where the fuck are all the keys?" I'm like, "Oh, that was my son's doing it. Why the fuck did you let that do that?" So we got a bit of a trouble for that. But I was
So
6. I was
you
just being funny for like one time.
you so I take it you're never allowed to go back there. You know.
Well, then no, we went a few times after that when I was older, a lot older, and but now the whole thing is gone now. So they just they bulldozed it years ago. So
Yeah, because of the spiraling costs started by you. That was
whose
the
the
that was
keys
the
are just gone from one house, and they couldn't replace it, and they just had to shut down one after the
yeah
other.
this well it was the first domino, you see. Oh, we had to call a locksmith, $200, or whatever,
Yeah,
and
shit. We can't pay that, and then
then
it just went worse and worse and worse, like like bad lieutenant, basically. It started with a
like what?
little cocaine, and then it just went bonkers.
Yeah, yeah, this is how it starts. You're responsible for and then after that place failed, the economy and the whole place just start coming down. The whole
Everything just
town.
started to fail.
Yeah, you know what? This upcoming economic crash is because you flushed the keys down the toilet.
Of course,
It all
naturally.
it all ties back. You see, it lines up. People searching for the true cause. This is the true cause.
Yeah,
Damn
of course,
crazy.
naturally. Oh well. Uh, I don't know. Oh, Nosferatu. This
What
year's also
what
gonna
else?
be Nosferatu. Nice. Oh well, I
Oh yeah,
already knew about it, but
wait. So there's an upcoming Nosferatu movie, a live action movie. You see?
yeah.
I heard about it yesterday, coincidentally. All right, so I wonder what they're gonna do this time, different. I need to look at some of the old ones. I know they're supposed to be like these incredible classics, but do they hold up? Would they still scare you today? Is the
I
question.
mean, the first one doesn't scare me now today. I mean, they had some nice effects, some nice ideas, especially the makeup was really fun for Nosferatu, but beyond that, it wouldn't scare you nowadays. Maybe 100 years ago, but not today. That wouldn't work. But well, maybe this
Hmm.
one is gonna be better. I mean, it already looks kind of nice.
I, I haven't even looked at a trailer for it. I don't know
I'm
anything
playing
about
right
it.
now.
Okay. Oh, there's
And I don't know, it
by the
looks
way,
really atmospheric, like really like 18th century madness.
before I forget, um, there's a Chinese anime called I want to say Lord of the Mysteries or something like that.
Lord of the
It's
Trees?
mysteries. I
Oh,
think it's Lord of the
mysteries.
Mysteries.
Oh,
Yeah, a lot of people was losing their minds over it on the trailer. I think it released probably a day
hmm.
ago
Lord of
on
Mystery.
YouTube. Well, generally, I think it seems to have released, but one
Uh,
second, I'm not actually by the computer because like I'm talking to you on the phone. So, yeah,
hmm.
so what I mean. But I'll reach back in a second.
Sure.
Like I say, when you call, like for me, these calls are around
Just
two
audio,
two
basically.
p.m. Yeah, yeah, but I mean like it's during the day now, so like I have like you're probably hearing like a lot of noise and stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah, your voice is not the most crisp at the moment. It's kind of
yeah,
holding on to itself, but
yeah. I live near to the road too, so a lot of
hmm,
vehicles always passing here.
true, true. But also a bit of interference also here, but can't really do much about that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
just as long as nobody
Oh well,
make
trail
it
looks nice. This
look
is a
busy.
lot of moving parts. But
Yeah,
that's trader stuff. That's not all the time. It's like the same for like Chainsaw Man. For like the trailer for that was also lots of moving bits to get really people watching. And
oh,
maybe
you
some.
know what? It's funny you mentioned that because I think it's one of the same guys who work on this intro too.
Mm, Lord of Mysteries. Well, Chinese this time, huh? Oh well, might put it on the list. Don't know. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
like
other news.
yeah, go on.
What's it called? Maybe I said it already. Tower Dungeon is now officially on online, so we don't have to translate it anymore.
Oh shit, okay,
On K
that's
manga,
good.
that's like the US version, but people are still getting it free everywhere, basically, just putting it on sites, so that's nice. And I re-uploaded or chapter 8 because that wasn't really the best typeset in translation out there, so that's been fixed. So that's also nice, but yeah, it's probably getting a new chapter this month, so that's gonna be sweet.
Yeah, what do you think? I do think I think that soon is more science fiction stuff is gonna be revealed. And remember, I always said that uh,
Hmm.
that more science fiction. But the question is, will it ever be revealed to the people within the world? Though? You know, because something about it seems. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like something about it seems a little strange, if you know what I mean. Like,
Mm,
uh,
I
how
mean,
to say?
with Toa
Strange.
propping up again, that's obviously weird. Safeguard symbol also weird. Those kind of things that just kind of don't make sense.
Right, but well, it wouldn't make sense if it was truly a fantasy world. But I don't think that it is truly a fantasy world. I think it's probably inside some kind of MMO or
Simulation.
game or yeah, something like that.
I mean, I don't think it's a game. Nowhere near. It's probably some kind of net sphere or some kind of simulation. I mean, games have been done over and over to death, so it's not really that interesting anymore. I mean, hell, fucking, uh, Sword of the Line is still going on for some reason.
What about this though? What if it's remember in a Possums, I suppose spoilers, um their version of the good ending was sort of ending up in the good simulation, right?
Yeah, basically getting into the core of the planet, basically. Just, and basically the empire wanted to be to the core just to get get the technology and rule over everything in one fell swoop. And you think it's like, oh no, it's like it's like a literal place you can go to, but no, it's you kind of a network place where you get downloaded to and then you live you out your life, basically. It's a bit like Soma, a bit of a Soma ending
Right,
in a
but
way.
you know, because of Soma, I was wondering, like, you know, the whole point of Soma is that it's copy and paste. It's not cut and paste, right?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it's like with Mars Express, it's also kind of like that ending. I don't know if Soma really
Uh, don't,
popularized
don't,
it. It's
don't,
probably already
don't
been.
spoil it. Don't spoil it.
You know.
I haven't seen it. Uh, you know, I don't think a lot of people have seen it. I know it's supposed to be out these days, but yeah, I ain't seen it yet.
Mm-hmm. Oh well. I mean, with the last chapter for like Possumus were more like the relationships are really getting going. I mean, basically Yuva is basically a speed dial to the golf in the show, and the blondie is really getting more romantic feels from both sides. So it's really more focus on relationships this time around. But it's also like getting rid of the last dragon, or like dragon you could say, that can turn people to stone. So oh, it was a fun chapter. I don't know. Maybe we get the rug pulled from under us, and we see. Oh no, it was all Cypher all along. It's Nie. But I'm like, yeah, till the time we're gonna see. Or in the big reveal is it was never for science fiction. It was just fantasy all along. But eh, who knows it at this point, really?
I don't know.
Who knows how
There's
long
some
this series can last?
there's some things in it that I think a little too crazy for fantasy. But then or not, I should say too crazy. It seems to lean more on the side of science fiction. Is what I should really say.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, some people on Discord have said like the theory of like the universes being connected with like the Toa safeguard symbol, etc., etc., etc. But and that Nian was more saying that he just reuses the company over and over again. He just puts it in universes, but they have no connection. But at the same time, he didn't really have any proof for that he said at the interview, because he said like for like 2016, 15, he would have said it in interviews, but I haven't seen it yet. So have to maybe look a bit more from 2017 or something like that. But I don't know if he ever said that. But oh well.
Yeah,
Um,
that's kind of interesting because it's like a niche thing already. Who's gonna translate that conversation or record it or anything? It's almost like,
me basically.
well,
I
if
mean,
if you can find if it did you actually see it or was it
I mean, he
something?
read in the interview, like a written interview on the side, but he didn't remember what year it was. So, and I have all the interviews, obviously, so I was kind of looking through it, but I haven't found it yet. So, probably pop
Uh,
into 2017 from last couple of years, and then just open pray that I find it. And if I don't find it, then it's just bullshit. And yeah, I was right. There's maybe a connection or maybe not, but it's never confirmed if he did or not. I mean, he said to me on the Younger Lamb that maybe revealed in 10 years, but you can just say something and that's it. But
yeah, that is. I think in many cases he himself doesn't know all the answers, and he just likes to dangle something. Some people like to dangle stuff. Right?
yeah, to make it ambiguous, it's just leave people hanging just to figure out it on their own. And on the same time, he kind of forgot his older works like Abra. He said in a bit he wrote for the new edition in Japan that he couldn't really do that. He didn't really remember the plot anymore, or why Toa is not in there, or why what he was really thinking at the time. And like all the interviews just tell you a bit more about it. But for the guys like 20 years ago, 15 years ago, for us it's like we constantly looking for shit into it, and he's just going to the next one. He doesn't really care about what he did back then, how the plot exactly went, or just makes up new stuff to add to it.
Yeah, I guess not everybody has it all planned out. I think he's one of those kind of guys.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he kind of did for like the only one that he really did for was like, or like the one I really know of is like Sidonia. He really knew from the beginning how the end would go, and he wanted to make it as simple as possible. And like we all know how that went. Like it just went a bit too simple on it, I guess. But then we have Kaina, and that went even more simpler. Which I bought the first volume of yesterday too. I was like, the shop was still open, so I'm like, fuck it, let me buy the volume, and now I have it. So that's also nice. I mean, the art is better than like the movie manga for like Blame. In any case, it's good. Nothing too special, but still nice. And the
How was
same.
is it
Hmm?
the manga itself is still ongoing.
Yeah, maybe it just ended. I think it just ended, or maybe they're gonna add the movie into like kind of logic and just end it where the series ended, and we don't do the movie. That would make no sense because that's what the series ends on. So yeah, I'm not really sure if they're gonna do also the movie, but we'll see. And also got like a
It
special booklet from Aposmus also yesterday in the mail. It's like, a special booklet for like Japanese volume. But it's just art, basically art pages. But some of the pages were never in the normal books. Maybe in the color editions, but never in the normal books. So I'm probably be scanning those in. There's just a few, like 4 pages. So, oh, well, that's fun. And then just buy another a few other editions, and yeah, it's basically the idea for that.
okay. So this is it. Oh, does it have any revealing text in it? I
No,
know
it's just
sometimes they do.
art. It's just what you. It's just art basically, and if you don't know the plot, then you have no clue what the fuck is going on. Really, like if you read it already, then you know, like, oh, this is this point in the series, or this is this point in the series. But it's for like volume 7, so it's not like end game stuff. So yeah, not really, but like every volume has one. So for the Japanese volume, so getting those, or maybe buy them in Japan if that still goes on. I hope. So yeah, hopefully that goes well for that. But oh well, it's just a few drawings and that's it, really.
Is there anything let's see, is there anything upcoming that you're looking forward to? Still.
I mean, well, I'm still finishing Konosuba season 3. Still watching that. Pluto, I'm still getting the last episode. Still need to watch that. Then, yeah, but more do I have really? Rereading Doro. Oh yeah, I've been playing a lot of Just Cause 2, like in the weekends and whatnot. Like on the computer, like just going through, 2 bases and just plowing everybody down, getting in the helicopter or jet, getting all the turrets out, or like air rocket turrets, and just plowing everything down. And that's about it. What I did, just exploring. I don't know. It's kind of a fun game to just a big sandbox to just do whatever you want. Bit of GTA 5, but you know,
Oh, I don't know about this game. I need to check it out.
like so many things. But it's fun though. But
So
mm,
this is not. What was the name of that? You were also playing like a retro style shooter a while back. What was it?
oh, Rot, yeah, Rot. Been also been replaying that for a bit. I haven't been touched it in like a while, so yeah, it's also a fun game.
Yeah, no, I'm more likely to play that to play something like that. So this two game is it? Yeah, you could probably look up a trailer. So what is this? This is like a Grand Theft Auto style game, a open world game like that.
It's basically just set in Prague in like the 80s of like the Cold War basically, and you fight against like communist zombies basically, and just all kinds of creatures and weird stuff that comes around, and you just build up and build up and build up, and then you have the
Uh,
ending, and it's like also like also a working clock of the famous star clock in Prague on the square, on the big square. Also a working version of that. So I don't know. It's a fun game for sure. You have ghosts in it. You have all kinds of shit in it. All kinds of weird stuff in it.
the Ghosts are communists too.
Hmm?
The ghosts are communists too.
Yeah, they're coming out of paintings in like the second episode of the game. Basically, it's like for just sort of like in a castle, basically castle level. They're really coming out. But no,
No,
it's a fun
wait
game.
a second. You call them communist ghosts, right? Or communist?
No, the ghosts are just from a medieval castle, and they're just attacking you from time to time if you are
But the
near
zombies are communists.
a painting, for instance, of them.
The zombies are called communists, right?
Yeah, they're commie zombies, basically. Just like, wait, let me look for a trailer. You probably understand better.
Now, how did they know that they were communists, though? Now this
Because
is
this is
interesting.
set in a communist era, and every single thing in there is communist centered. Like Hammer Sickle, Gorbachev, Stalin, Lenin, you name it, it's there, basically.
So, is the game saying that you can't kill communism? Is that what it's saying? Is that the
Yeah,
takeaway?
basically, yeah, you can kill anything, really. The most weirdest shit you can kill.
Yeah, and you know what I have to say? The boxiness of the world, it looks communist too. You know, the boxy brownness. This is brutalist. This is brute. Yeah, look, I'm feeling depressed while looking at this. So, you know,
Yeah,
communism.
it's really like there was the era, the really dark, somber, like a bit of Quake, kind of grays and
I
browns,
don't,
basically.
but all of them here, you're saying Quake is communist, you know, because they wouldn't like that. That is a very American game. So,
Yeah, but it
they
kind of has
wouldn't.
to feel in some way or form.
Yeah, yeah,
Also getting a bit creative,
yeah.
like with like what's it called? Like electricity, for instance. If you want to load your electricity gun, you have also take some damage if you want to take that. And also, don't fire it in the
Ah,
water, because then you electrocute yourself. Like, just it's just fun little things that just work.
yeah. So it's good for well, that's true about for real life, you know, real life and the game.
Yeah, like it's more fantasy than real life, but it's like a combo of the two. Basically, it's just fantasy and thing. Then it gets a really bit more like I don't know. There's also some movie reference, like a RoboCop and other stuff in there sometimes. So I don't know. It's funny. It's funny. It's just mm. Oh, you have like in real life locations that they took. I don't know.
Wait, so how do you pronounce it?
Herot, H. Herot, basically.
Okay,
Or I guess that's what it's called.
that's a that's a very communist pronunciation too. Somehow. So
Yeah,
ask
yeah.
me
I
how.
mean, it is from Prague, so like that makes kind of sense that they would just kind of name it that way. But I don't
But the
know. It's
game
like
is not free, right?
the game itself. It's not free, but it's pretty cheap on Steam. It's like it's really easy to get. It's not. I don't
Well,
know.
that seems very capitalist of them. You don't think?
It costs money. It's capitalism. You must. Yeah, kinda. I mean, they also have to eat, even if they're communists.
Yeah, no,
The
that's talking
Giants are
sense, you know. But
communists.
so but the game itself is no, is the game on the side of communism or no? But then
No,
the
no,
bad
it's
guy communist.
anti-communism, but there's a lot of communists. It's set in a communist era, basically, and it also has some Quake enemies, by the way, with like like the chainsaw guys with like throwing grenades on constantly. Like yeah, those are also in the world, so it also has some kind of enemies from the game. So
You know
yeah,
what's weird? I know thought of it. Half Life Two was set in like a dystopian Eastern European setting.
yeah.
Um, and this is like that, but it looks like Half Life One.
And
You
then
know?
even basically, and then even more boxy, even more 90s style, basically.
Now hold on. It's not boxy because of the limitation. The place actually is boxy.
Yeah. It's a style.
You
It's
know?
literally the point of being in it boxy. It's not like they have a limitation in like for the game, but it's just like they want to have that kind of feel from back in the day. But then just with new twists and like can do more than back in the day, basically.
Look, rounded shapes are for capitalist pigs. You hear me? Boxes.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing this whole place with it needs to be more it like Legos, you know. Legos are actually like a communist kind of a toy, you know. Boxes. Everything
But it
has
was
to fit
not
in.
made in in a communist country, so like it wasn't communist.
Yeah, but you
Like
know what? It was
it was more
probably
capitalist.
it's probably like a stealthy way to uh to preach communist ideals, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the end of the game is really anti-communist. You will see. It's funny. It's pretty funny. Yeah. I mean,
Oh shit! I like that Rocky picture with Half Life too. You know, I don't know what's going on there, but
mm, 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 mm. Anyway, uh, yeah,
yeah, I know it might be a shorter episode this week with only two people because I trying to think.
like like it's better to have like two. It's like better to have four people. It's like the best thing you can have for this type of stuff. But
Yeah, yeah, but
sometimes we don't do it because we just are with her too, or like there's nobody available, or like you know, well, it's like it is how it is. We need to get some new guests in here at some point, but like I don't know who or like from what. So like like in the beginning, I had plenty of people, but like just kind of run out after a while if you don't really have anybody else lined up, or like they don't have time, or they just skip you entirely, or ghost you, or whatnot. Hmm. Oh well. Have you been watching the new Wise Wolf anime? Spice and Wolf?
um, I didn't know it come out. I didn't know it started to come out.
Oh yeah, we're episode 19 already.
What the hell? Yeah, when I saw that, how to say announcement, I thought it was an announcement of something coming out years hence. All right.
No, oh no. We're deep into this. Basically, I haven't been checking it out.
Has it passed the where the original one reached yet, or is it totally starting over?
I mean, no, it has started over. It's basically from season one and then onwards, basically, and hopefully we're getting to season three eventually if it comes out. It would be funny if it wasn't, but
Yeah, now that kind of thing has happened before, where they reboot it and then that also gets canceled. You know,
Yeah,
because
that's funny.
I need to. I was reading the manga in anticipation of that happening again, but also I did want to check it out too, though. But you see, the other thing
Hmm.
was it was interesting to start with, but it's kind of boring to go back to when the series was low fantasy. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because
Hmm. Hmm.
when it came down to the close to the end of the series, the first series, they started to introduce more fantasy elements, right? Because for the
Hmm.
most part, it's like, oh yeah, it's the only magical thing here is this freaking fox girl, and then everything else is about economics,
Wolf.
which I don't understand anyway. You know?
I mean, yeah, transformations and all that kind of stuff, and you have to introduce more of it than just stop with a wolf girl. I mean, you know, you gotta have
Yeah,
other stuff into
because
it.
it ended where they were gonna go more to the north, right? from what I understand.
Yeah, that's the goal of her, like going back to her place of birth, basically. But yeah, and then we also have Nokka 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 Coach Tan. It's basically my dear friend, literally a girl as a deer, as a, like in a rom com kind of situation, high school anime which is really popular at the moment. Like everybody's playing that goddamn opening everywhere, basically.
Yeah, I was really surprised that I wanted to know what the hell is all these there just going around the internet, you know?
Hmm. But oh well, it's like they're in episode 7, or I can see in here. But you know, oh
Did
well,
you watch it by the
probably
way?
won't watch it. But well, who knows?
Or is it supposed to be good? I heard a lot of
I
people liking it.
mean, it's more a gag humor thing. Basically, think of like Nico something. Uh, I don't remember. Or manga Dajo, or like manga from like 2002 from the same maker as Yotsuba.
What, the one with the famous Nico Gif?
Manga something, and then from the same from 2002, also a gag high school anime, and then by the same maker as Yotsuba, basically. But I don't remember the name.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not too familiar with that.
damn game. It's the damn name of this. What's up? Um, on hold. Okay. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, the weather here is kind of crazy. Like it just now it was boiling, and now rain is falling. You know.
Oh, it's Azumanga Daijo. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's really well known. That's
Oh,
well known.
that was a big classic from back in the day.
Yeah, everybody
Did that
was
get
like
rebooted?
making memes of it.
Did that one ever get rebooted?
No, it's just stayed with that one anime and that's it. Even the maker the manga didn't really like the anime and one just wanted to have it in manga form. But I don't know, I don't know, it really succeeded back in the day. That's also partly why Yotsuba is never getting an anime because manga doesn't really like that. But who knows, if something is popular enough, they're gonna make something worthy. But also with like Suicide Squad Isekai, people say now that's pretty bad. Like episode one works, and then it just gets the animation just gets worse and worse how long it goes. But it's like fucking
Wait,
Suicide Squad gets animated like obviously.
or the animation, what
Like the
they
animation
only just
just gets worse and worse by the time. Basically, it's
damn.
not the best thing in the world.
Did they use the good animation to draw people in, and then it was like, yeah, now we have them, you know.
Yeah. You just do one episode one really good, and then shit all over it after. Then nobody cares about the rest. No, they just want to see the first episode. They don't have an attention span anyway. Like, who gives a shit?
Oh yeah, coincidentally, there's another Batman animation, Batman Cape Crusader.
Samurai?
Now one, No. This one is a Western show.
Hmm.
It's weird. You talking about anime and you're bringing up Harley Quinn. You know, I would have never think that would be a thing. But
I mean, I mean, Japanese studios have worked together on like Batman stuff before, so it's not like really
oh
that
yeah. But
uncommon.
now it seems to be mostly Korean though. Because like Japan get a bit expensive. Back in the day when they were outsourcing to Japan, it was cheap. Now it's
Yeah, yeah, shit has changed. Yeah, it's not
yeah.
really going that well nowadays, unfortunately. What's a good thing for like bad animation of it? Oh well, can't really
Or if
find
you
something.
wanna, what are you looking for? Sorry, you're looking for good
Oh, like
animation
bad animation
or
for like
bad?
Suicide Squad anime, but I can't really find something that's short enough. Or like, maybe a short or something, but blah. Oh well. Yeah, no, not really.
Not as bad as Berserk though, right? Not as bad as
Oh no, no, it's not on those levels of bad. No, no, it's not that level. But it's just like the man, it's just kind of, it's just lazy. It just gets lazy, basically. I'm like, it's not that kind of bad. I
And
mean,
you know what? I
obviously.
would say when CG is bad, it's really bad.
I
You know?
mean, yeah, if they really do a bad job or it's really early CGI, then yeah, then it ages like sour milk. Obviously, then it's not gonna be good for a long while. So you know, yeah, and also have Uzumaki getting a new an anime adaptation like in October or something like that. They're getting anime adaptations, and that's gonna be good, pretty good. It's gonna be 8 episodes, so I hope that. Does it well after like how long? 4 years or something like that? 6 years? I don't remember how long that has been since they started that. You also
So
have like another anime, My Wife Has No Emotion, which is about a cyborg, an android girl that's become a guy's wife. So I don't know. For us Android enthusiasts, it can be fun. I saw a tweet from Kenny Lauderdale. He was watching it. He was kind of surprised by it. It had no drama and whatnot. So I don't know. He was happy with it. So I don't know. Could be fun.
yeah, so what do you think? You think in the future they're gonna make these things and it's gonna cause the birth rate to plummet and all this sort of thing even more? They're gonna make
Hmm.
robots.
I
What do
mean,
you think?
I don't know if it's gonna be a Chobits situation that everybody's gonna get a robot made and real women are gonna get out of a job and nobody is gonna pay them attention and only my robot wife can be interesting. I mean, fuck, I would be with like Sonicon or something like that. But like I don't know. It just depends on like how good they make him and like how interested if we're survive that long to see that it would be an actual robot girl that's gonna imitate human that well that
Hello?
we really fall in love with it.
Hello?
Hello? You hear me
Yeah, I
still?
think. Are you
Mm.
hearing me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I think the rain giving this internet a little bit of a beating here. I think.
Yeah, and your voice is getting worse too.
Yeah, like imagine that like the wire that gives us internet is holding on by one strand, right? And
Because a shark has been biting into it, obviously.
oh no, you you're being too generous. We don't have anything like underground cables here, or on the sea cables. What do you think this is? You know?
I mean, yeah,
Uh,
sure, true, yeah.
we have yeah, we just kind of have like vines that coincidentally bring cable to the house. That's kind of like how it is. It feels like that sometimes because
Mm.
you get a strong wind. Yeah, yeah. It's like roulette with the utilities. You get a strong rain. Oh, which one I think is gonna go out? The light, the phone, the internet,
The
the
water,
TV. Could be anything. Could be anything. Yeah, Yeah,
you can
you know
have,
how many
and
times.
yeah, you can have just,
Yeah,
your whole house is just getting on the water, and suddenly you have to hunt rats for a week.
all right. That is for me. For me, that was Tuesday. So
Yeah,
as they say,
that's just a normal day around there.
yeah. As we do. Yeah,
Obviously.
like the trash mob enemy in every RPG is like a big rat. You know,
Yeah.
like only
Yeah.
yeah. That is inspired by true events. Let's say.
Mm.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
makes sense if you really think about it. I mean, lots of games have like giant rats or like have rats. Blood has them. There's a shitload of them. They're really hard to hit.
Yeah, they're even harder in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Just this day, I was thinking about, is there any firearm that, not really a firearm, a projectile weapon that doesn't require a license, some sort of air gun,
Yeah,
that we could
yeah,
use
yeah.
that we could use to take down, you know, well, there's rats, there's pigeons, the rats of the sky, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
It's, it's weird how some wildlife totally just can't survive when humans are around. And then there's some that totally thrive. I think pigeons are more plentiful now that humans building buildings and statues and shit, for them to
yeah.
crap on. Yeah, I think pigeons are, you know, what? Pigeons are actually probably a good food source. Uh,
Without the diseases, depends where they are, obviously.
no, you just boil them, you boil the disease out of them,
I
you
mean,
immerse
yeah,
that in,
yeah. And then you have all the
I mean, what?
plastic and all the shit they eat. I mean, here in the Netherlands, in some regions, we call them flying rats. So
Yeah,
that's
the rats of the sky, you
yeah.
know, sky rats. Yeah, like seals, people call seals. Oh, well, it's a sea puppy, you know. Uh, yeah, well, we have sky rats. We don't have nothing as
Hmm.
nice as sea puppies, sky rats.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. But oh well.
and there actually, oh, just a side note, there actually is a large, rat here that just like the game rats, just like the video game rats, just like a
Ah,
Morrowind rat, a Morrowind
yeah.
sized rat.
Fuck.
You know,
It's the size of a
yeah,
cat, basically, or a dog.
yeah, small dog, more like a small dog because they fight
Hmm.
the cat and they fight the dog. Sometimes they win.
Shit. You can hold them
Yeah.
as pet.
Oh, people sure do eat them. Yeah. The
Hmm.
well, they call possum in America. A possum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we have marsupials and shit here. It's very rich. A
Mm.
rich ecosystem that's trying to not necessarily kill us like Australia, but give us diseases.
Yeah, just the other way around. Yeah. But oh well.
Yeah.
Also
I'll
have
close that. Yeah.
yeah. But I also have another anime like The Fable. It's more like a Yakuza member that gets was like the best of his gang, but he gets from his boss an order that he can't kill for a year because they have to lay low. So the whole anime is about that. It was like an manga from like 90s, early 2000s or something like that. It's now an anime. It's like an episode 19 at the moment. Apparently, I didn't know it was like that far into it, but
What the hell? Wait. So is it one of these common animes because you can't kill?
the what kind of anime?
Like a common anime, like Mushishi.
Oh no,
Mushishi. Yes,
no,
it's
no. Well, yeah, maybe, I think, but it's not mushy kind of calm, I think. But I don't know, there's like not a lot of murder into it. It's a bit more like maybe a bit more human drama. Wait, let me look at the synopsis. Where the infamous prodigy hitman known as the only as the Fable made things come easy. Being a normal person, however, isn't one of them. In fact, being told that he can't kill anyone for a while, maybe just hardest job Fable's ever taken. So I don't know.
Wow.
I put it on my list. So I don't know.
I
Maybe it
like
might be
I,
good.
I like that. That's like I don't know. Do you happen to know Terminator 2?
Terminator 2?
T
Yeah, I've
two?
watched that.
Yeah, yeah. So this is like where they tell him you can't kill nobody, and he just can't understand that. He's a freaking Terminator, just like this
He
guy.
must murder. He must do something.
Yeah, he
I
must.
mean, I
It's almost
remember
like
like a. I mean, I remember like a scene in it. Like he takes up a whole squad of policemen, and it's like, what are you? And the kid is like yelling at him, "What are you doing? You promised that they shall live." And he was like, "They live. They will be
yeah.
alive. Don't worry about
He
it."
will live. He will live. He will live.
They just have a
Yeah, yeah.
fractured skull, trauma for life, but they live for now. But
You know. He look. The kid never mentioned anything about equality of life. Okay, so
yeah,
you know, however quality, whatever amount of quality he get out of that bare survival, yeah.
mm. We're also getting
One
a
of them,
new. Mm?
I was just saying, one of them that I kind of dropped off from was, or I didn't actually start it properly, was like I was looking for a lot more common stuff. Like
Mm.
there's one called The Flying Witch. I started it, but I didn't
Oh,
get too
that
far.
one. Mm.
Um, and that camping one, you know,
Yeah. I mean,
you know,
maybe
I,
like my wife has no emotion is an option for you, like loving
or
an Android wife. Seems
you could
relaxing, but you know,
you could put it in the chat, put it in the Discord, yeah, so that I don't forget. But I don't know,
sure.
yeah, I do feel I like when it's common, but it also has a fantastical element, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, there's more a sci-fi element to it. Wait, I put it in Discord. Chat is probably gonna load real slow, so.
I don't know if I forgot the name of this one. There was one where I think this old guy gets a robot made, and I don't think he likes it very much, and I also don't think they made it too effective. And it's some
Hmm.
it has like a weird translation, like oh my stupid robot made or something like that. Something like that, not that, but something like that.
Hmm. Hmm.
I don't know if you. Every time I mention some kind of out of the way thing, it seems like you heard it. I don't know how you keep track of all this stuff.
Yeah. I mean, an old guy that gets a robot. What was it gets a robot? I mean, I remember Chobits doing that. An old guy getting a robot. Hmm.
Yeah, because I think it's like his kid don't want him to live alone. His son, so he gets a robot. Oh, I was also
Hmm.
looking at pretty much. Oh, by the way, have we mentioned what was it? Spirit of Wonder. It's kind of a
Spirit of
weird.
Wonder. Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah. A lot of the stories don't seem connected. They don't seem to make normal sense. They kind of remind me. You see how you mentioned that one of his dog movie that I watched. It was more about the mood, more about the mood than
Hmm.
the actual story.
Yeah.
You know, it almost seems like that. Like it's more about the mood. Uh, yeah. I was also looking at. I was trying a few things, but I get I get kind of confused with some of the storytelling in a lot of these manga. I don't know if that's a problem you have, and especially like a lot of times the
Mm,
art could be kind of scratchy in some of them, and that makes it even harder. There's one called Fool's Night. Fool's
mm,
Night, Wild Strawberry is another one. I was looking for a lot of post-apocalyptic manga too, so it's only between two extremes. Either it's post-apocalyptic or it's coming. It's one or the other. There's nothing in between.
yeah, 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 yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Um, look, this is very strange, but look this up. It's not manga. Organisms from an ancient cosmos. That's if you wanna try something kind of,
Organisms from an ancient cosmos.
yeah, really
Mm,
interesting. Um,
mm,
yeah, I was
yes.
reading a manga. I'm sure you heard of this too. Jin
Mm,
Men and Manhole.
um, mm, e- cos. Yeah. And then screen share. Yeah. This?
Yeah, yeah, very strange. Very strange. Like
Yeah, the,
it's
the
almost
art is a
like,
bit more like what you see in a newspaper or something like that. So like really, it's a bit more European style, you could say. A bit
yeah,
amateurish, but it's not.
but
What's the?
it really makes me think about like, and I always mention this. If they don't concern themselves too much with with uh with being perfect with drawing, we could tell like a lot of crazy stories. Like like you know what I mean? It's like,
Mm. I mean, yeah,
yeah,
but
it's like,
what's the? Yeah, but what's the plot about?
yeah, they're fighting. Well, it's a cosmic horror kind of comic. They're fighting a almost an unknowable, kind of a foe. Is
A bit of cosmic horror type of deal.
yeah,
Okay,
it's
okay, okay. I mean,
uh
yeah, I mean, I've seen it pages online, so maybe this is online somewhere, but
yeah.
who
I
knows?
was also trying to. I was having a lot of trouble, about After God.
Hmm,
After God, the After God. This one is a manga.
hmm.
Yeah, that might be that's an
Astro
interesting one
God?
too. After God,
Oh, After
after
God.
God. Yeah,
Okay. After God. Wait, After God. Is that another wine manga? Or no, that's the Drops of God. Never mind. Or no, it is a manga. No, wait, maybe I've heard of that. After No, never mind. I don't know about it.
yeah. It seemed to have like cosmic horror elements.
Yeah.
Like it seems. I think it starts where a god kind of or a godlike being takes up residence in a part of Japan, and apparently it can't be filmed. It can only be seen by human eyes. But if you see it, it kills you. So
Hmm.
how do you deal with that?
Yeah. I mean, oh
But yeah,
well. Can maybe check it out. I mean, trying to. I mean, I know like Cannibal, like the manga Cannibal. It's a family of cannibals. It's been out now in English, officially physical. So that's probably I can read the rest of it now finally. If they're getting to the volume that I'm at, I'm like at chapter 21. That's where the translation ended for the fan one. So it would be fun if people did the rest, but you know.
What is that no no no, there's another manga called Cannibal, right? With a C.
Yeah, with a G, with a C.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you see, they just run out of titles now. They just make up a word, you know, just make up a word like
Like
another word.
Durga, for instance. Just
Oh,
a
what the
just a
hell is that?
scream, basically. Hmm?
What is that one?
Durga, with the bi girl with no hats, like literally like an fairy tale of like an rider that has no hat and takes a pumpkin for an hat and throws it at you
Oh
and
boy,
tries
there's
to
a lot
kill
of
the one that has your hat, basically, or like its head.
what
Wait, they're gonna show
what
us. It's easy.
what is it? The girl in the cage, the head in the cage.
Yeah, basically, but wait, let me do that real quick. Here, there. Here it is with the girl with the helmet on with cat ears.
Ah, so the title has no meaning, is what you're saying.
No, it's just like yeah, for something like that. He just made it up on the spot. Basically, he just needed a title, and it's like, yeah, let me do that. There's nothing to do with anything, but
Yeah. So what? Oh, one of the. I think this was a web manga. Well, a
yeah,
web
both
comic. I
anime
don't
and
think it's
manga was
cartoon.
pretty popular back when it came out.
No, no. This is something else. The Horizon. I think is I think is mostly wordless. Um, two kids wandering a wasteland after some sort of a unknown war.
Mm.
Yeah, it's very light-hearted stuff.
Mm, 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 mm.
Yeah. Oh, I also supposed to start to read Hunter x Hunter.
Mm.
Uh,
Now
uh,
that I mean, I heard that they're making a new anime of it. Seen like a couple of tweets,
I'll probably have to check that out.
and they're also like in 4 days we're getting a Rick and Morty anime out now.
What the
That's
hell,
gonna be interesting.
man? They just keep on making like it's amazing. Like even if it started now, you'd never be able to look out at the stuff that already exists.
There's a lot of stuff out nowadays. It's just like you can't do seasonal anime completely anymore because there's just so much shit coming out. So it's like impossible to watch everything or like anything that's interesting enough to watch.
Yeah, so you kind of had to choose. Oh, I mentioned this before. There's a manga called 2001 Nights. Is
Yeah.
a is
Oh
a
yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, that
Of
I
the
think is
manga.
really interesting. Yeah, is and I feel like there's not a huge amount of manga that kind of tackles that kind of thing. Far
No.
future, uh, strange worlds because I don't know. I guess that kind of stuff isn't really as marketable. You can't make like a you can't make like figurines when the characters are different in every book, right?
Hmm.
You can't put that on a lunch kit. You know what I mean? A lunch box.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
A school bag. That kind of thing. You know, like
yeah.
when they made Prince of Egypt. Does anybody want a Moses lunchbox?
No, not really. No.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
it didn't really have teamed. Well, I had a few teamed lunchboxes maybe back in the day, but
Which one? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Well, we have even in Trinidad we had that. Now, as to whether they were legit, that is the next question. But
Probably not, but hey, you didn't
yeah.
care when you were 6, so you know.
Uh, What are you gonna do? They're gonna extradite you for $20, a 20 TT dollar, you know, which is like a
Mm,
$3 probate. A
mm,
three
mm,
dollar
mm.
lunchbox. I don't think so. Well, I would hope not. Although I have seen them take like a little kindergarten to court. Like Disney took a kindergarten to court for having like Mickey Mouse painted on the wall without express consent from the Mickey Mouse from Disney. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know the bootleg stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and but My Hero Academia has finally ended. Finally, we don't have to hear about that anymore. But it's probably gonna be like spin-offs and other shit. I mean, we even
What was
saw
the
like an advertisement in the New York Times or something, like a big page for it. I'm like, what kid of like 14 and 10 reads the New York Times though? So like that's kind of confusing to me. But hey,
yeah, assuming that I don't have adult fans that buying all this shit, you know?
I mean, I guess some, but I'm like, who the fuck?
All right, what is the premise of this show? What is the premise? 'Cause I don't even know.
Oh, it's basically just, an high school anime, but then with superheroes, and through the school, they're learning to be superhero heroes with their own perks. Like some people get invincible, some people can spew fire, other ones have just like immense strength or get really big, or like etc. 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 And it's just lots of tropes, lots of tits, etc. 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 It's really popular for like you're 14 or 13, but like yeah, I watched like 4 episodes of it, but from this first season, but I couldn't be bothered anymore. That's the one for
Ah, so
later on.
so overall, you don't like it.
No, basically, it's like I'm
Okay.
just too old for it to really just give a shit about it, or it's just not charming enough, or just like it goes a bit too much in that age to really give a shit about it.
Ah. Hmm.
I don't know. And Look Back has also been released from Chainsaw Man.
Oh,
Fame.
what's the premise of that one?
Yeah, well, let me read it then. The overly confident Fuchino and the shutting Kyomoto couldn't be more different, but a love of drawing manga brings the two small town girls together. A passionate story of growing up and moving forward. A bit of a drama, I guess, is in there, but also a bit of like, hometown feel, I
Wait, so
guess.
there's no sci-fi elements in this one or fantasy?
No, no, no. There's not a sci-fi one. No, this is a bit more personal thing, I guess. Well, not personal, maybe, but I don't know. It's a bit more normal, I guess. A bit more like you know how normal that guy can be because he's fucking weird, but you get what I mean.
Or the creator of Chainsaw Man is strange? Is what you think?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah. I mean, one time he made a Twitter account pretending to be his own 14-year-old sister and just talked with her. That kind of weird shit. Or he made a video claiming to be flying, but he wasn't flying, and the list goes on with weird shit that he's done in the past. He's a bit of a weirdo, you could say. He's not the most normal guy you could ever meet.
I wonder why you think he did this? Because it's not like they say nobody paying attention to him.
I mean, he did it before Chainsaw Man. He's just a bit weird, basically. That's just the most normal guy in the uh, on the scene, basically. That's
And Chainsaw
probably.
Man wasn't his first book, right?
Hmm?
Or what? Chainsaw Man wasn't his first book.
No, no. I think it's most popular book, but not his first one. I think he made some other shit, but I don't remember what exactly. But you will. It's like it doesn't really matter. What other stuff is there? Eh.
Hey, we gotta start doing more topics on this show then if you want to make it long, so talk about
I mean,
conspiracy
we
theories
also
and
need
shit, you know.
more people to really, get stuff going with just us two. It's just, it kind of stalls easily because it's just, two people. Four is like with,
But then on
hmm?
the flip side of that is, on the other hand, it could become quite complicated with four because everybody's talking at the same time. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
it's hard
yeah,
to.
yeah. That's why four is like the max for it. And if you go to five, then it becomes really just, chicken around and head and just running and talking around. So it doesn't really work. It's just, we just don't have too little people and don't have too many people. So like four is like the best number to have on the podcast. So like that, like the same with insane. You also had like, well, also wanted always to have four, not three or two, because that's too little to really work. Although we worked with like three for like the longest time. So yeah, sometimes somebody else, but it's just a thing of
That
luck with this kind of stuff.
that is a name I haven't heard in a long time. I wonder if he's still living. Could be anything.
Yeah, he could be anywhere. Maybe still in school. Maybe doing other projects. He basically lost interest and passion into YouTube. Maybe he comes back one day, but I kind of doubt it. He's probably just working on some other stuff nowadays. It's almost been 3 years since we last saw him. I
Holy
think
shit! I can't believe
like
that.
2021 was like the year that we were with him, and then at the end of it, he just disappeared. And then 6 months later, he apped us one time and just gone. Fuck, I even get
Whoa!
comments on my own videos of my own private channel about him, of like Nie stuff. Like, where's insane? Fuck, I get it everywhere. What about us? What about
Uh,
Mori? We took him over. What just about
yeah,
him?
yeah.
He's gone. Forget him. Subscribe to us
Look,
already.
there was no insane. Okay, it was a AI.
He was never real. He was never real, guys. It's just all in your heads. It's just all in the
Yeah,
net. It was just bullshit all along. You think he
yeah. It
knew
was
all the
one of.
NEA stuff from himself? No, it's just AI. It's obvious. Well, the majority he got from the Discord, so more from us than Larry
Nah,
himself. But he was interested in it, and he went through lots of rereading of Biomecha, but he never got the third video out. But that's why we had the podcast on it. But he was watching all those hours to get through all that. So you know,
yeah.
and I
And
also
yet,
need to.
uh, no, I just saying. I think it's one of the. There's not a lot of blame centric channels, because there's not a lot of
Uh,
material when you really look at it,
I mean,
you
yeah,
know.
no, there's not much channels that just go about. I mean, not just blame, obviously, also the other works. Also, you get bored of it too. At some point, it's just doing those works, but or just doing blame for that long. I mean, I'm also trying to do other stuff. I had like this idea for like doing a video on backgrounds for different anime, but that doesn't really come to mind yet because I'm just kind of lazy or it's really warm outside, so I don't really have the energy to do it. And it's gonna
Yeah,
become even warmer tomorrow with like 30 degrees, so that's gonna be that much fun.
yeah, man.
Huh.
That the warmth stops all
Mm.
the energy. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, you have just no energy for anything for that matter. I see that Natsume Book of Friends getting a movie or something like that in
You know what? That
fall
was
of 2024.
that was one I tried. I like that one, but it's not quite as easy to get into as Mushishi. I feel like it has.
No, it's a bit longer and it's a bit more comedic in a sense.
Yeah, but it also has like it's a little more effort to get into than Mushishi. In Mushishi, it
Yeah.
just kind of you just tune in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's true. It's true. I watched like one or two episodes of that, but like, maybe another time, but another time never came to be.
Yeah.
Oh
But
yeah, there's
I do need
also
to
like there's also like another anime that like a guy on work found it on Twitter something like, and the title is "If My Wife Becomes an Elementary School Student," and how to get on with that. Like, oh god, why? Why? What do you? Apparently, it's wholesome, but it just also sounds really fucked. Like the synopsis is like Father Kishke and his daughter Mai lose the light of their life when their wife and mother Takine passes away, but miraculously reunited 10 years later when they find that she has been reborn and is now an elementary school student. Both father and daughter are bewildered by her new appearance, and she still managed to give them a first kick up the backside when they have had for 10 years. This unique drama follows a family and those around them as they attempt to rekindle meaning in their lives. I don't know. It just sounds kind of wholesome, but also kind of like, why, why, why these weird easy
well,
guys constantly popping up?
hmm, it is pretty strange. I wonder, and it seems like the kind of thing that would be the opposite of wholesome. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah, it sounds more like
not
an
what.
hentai thing than like a wholesome thing, but apparently it's not. Like, there's also this. Boy, there's also this weird trend nowadays that like they turn hentai into anime, or now they turn it first into manga and then into anime. I'm like, why? Why? Just I know some of these hentai, and I'm not gonna name which, but I'm like, some are just so fucked. I'm like, but why would you turn them into this? Why would you do this? It's so. Oh, some of these are so fucked. I'm like, why would you turn these into comedy manga? It just doesn't fucking work. Like, ugh. I don't know. It's just weird
Well,
shit.
I do know that sometimes, like a good example, I think was Kite, right? Like the guy, he wanted to make action, but the only studio
Yeah.
that would fund him was that kind of studio. So he tried to he tried to please both, I suppose, in a way.
Yeah.
So and then like I know like there's some people I didn't hear it recently for a manga or anime, but I heard it for a game. This guy was saying, yeah, even though this game looks like this, it actually is a good game, you know, which I thought was
Hmm.
interesting. It's like, uh, you'd look at this and you wouldn't think it was good in any way, but they were only using that, I guess, to get attention. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, well. Another one is like negative, positive angler about a student's really depressed, but gets saved by a girl that fishes, so he just angler fishes now by the sea. I don't know. Seems kind of like an kind of Lord kind of anime, but by Studio Nut. Weird fucking names. I heard one or two things about it, so I don't know. Maybe, but probably not for me. But oh
Oh,
well.
by the way, did they get the idea for the there was an anime background video that I looked at a while back. Um, what was it? Internet Pit Stop, I think it was.
Hmm.
Uh,
Uh,
it was a really long video. It was like three
oh, I
hours or
know
something
what
like
you
that.
mean. Yeah. With like Yokohama on the cover. Yeah, and then the video just delves into more, politics, and the world is coming to an end and blah blah. And I'm like, where the fuck is this the thing? It's about anime backgrounds, not just that kind of shit. Maybe I can look that up real quick. YouTube.
It was a huge channel too. It was like wasn't it Internet Pit Stop, I think.
Maybe let me look.
No, it's
Uh,
not a channel. It's not a channel that I am
anime
familiar with, but it's only. I don't think that channel always does.
background.
If you search anime backgrounds on YouTube, it'll probably be the first video.
Yeah. Which is it?
I do think it was interesting though. I didn't hate it.
Maybe video. Just the beauty of anime backgrounds. Not that. Weird. Can't really find it. But yeah, I know what you mean. It started out nice, and then it just got more depressing the way along. I'm like, where are my anime backgrounds? That's not what I came for. I'm like, yes, I know the world, etc., etc. But it's just like, yeah.
Look, you need to be depressed. Okay, so
I need to.
for you just want to look at pretty pictures.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe
this
I
is
don't
not
want to
that
be
kind of
depressed for
video.
1 second.
Okay.
I mean, the beauty of anime backgrounds now, it was not 4 hours long. That's nonsense. Or maybe we're talking about another one, but...
Yeah, that guy. Internet fit stuff. There it is, yeah.
Oh, it's not the video I watched. I watched another one with Yokohama and whatnot, but... Oh, well, I mean, maybe I watch it, but I don't know.
Oh, there's a video I like called that internet fit stuff video is nice too. I think you'll like that. Yeah, look, it's nearly 5 hours long, you know.
Yeah, fucking 5 hours almost. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh well. I mean, I found another YouTube channel about lost anime. I posted also in the Discord. Where is it? Yeah.
Yeah, I always find it so amazing, you know. It's like, yeah, this is a whole freaking series gone. How? Think of all that went into it. You know?
I'm like,
Kinda
yeah, how can somebody make a 5-hour video about just anime backgrounds? I'm like, sure, there's enough material to go around, but like, no, thanks. Well, as long as it goes about anime backgrounds and not just, real life stuff for no reason. Oh, yeah, this channel. This channel is about all kinds of lost media, even anime lost media, all kinds of stuff. But this voice sounds a bit AI for some reason. I don't know if it's a real guy or it's like just his voice being like that, but I don't know. Some of the videos being fun, like unreleased anime and like forgotten media, etc., etc., etc. But I don't know.
No, you don't get it. It's Meta. The creator of the channel himself is Lost Media.
Why is that?
See? Full circle. Yeah, he have a channel on Lost Media, and he is Lost Media. And you know, the channel itself will be featured on channel one day.
Yeah. I mean, it's like 13 videos, so like it's just 1K, well, more than us. No, bro, he's not gonna be Lost Media. We are gonna be Lost Media. We have like 50 subscribers. We're gonna be Lost Media in like no time. People are gonna dig us up. I'm like, what is this guy talking about? Blame in the year of the Lord 2024.
Yeah, and what country is this guy from? That don't even exist.
It's just submerged. It's just water now. It doesn't even exist. What is this bullshit? What weird manga was this fucking guy reading? And why does he have guys from third world countries on this channel? What was this weird shit?
You know what? That is the ultimate honor, in a way. Yeah, that's too much for intimate, you know.
Yeah, he just found a guy from an insane video, a fan, got on, and ever since it's just stuck.
Oh man, insane! And it's the Lost Media.
At some point, yeah. At some point, he's gonna Lost Media if he never comes back. if he
Jesus,
ever sees
imagine
this.
that. Yeah,
Fuck,
yeah, imagine he. Hmm.
maybe he can become part of our gang at some point, or maybe for one video, or it just takes over and we become insignificant once again. But until that time ever comes, we're still on top of the game, I guess.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. As long as you know, well, I don't know how long we have until we totally submerge. By the way, that could be any day now. But you know,
Yeah, well,
and you know
we'll
what?
see. We'll see.
I've been worried about it since the 90s. You know, knock on wood, it hasn't happened yet. You know, Al Gore hasn't come by to drown us yet. Soon though, soon.
Not yet, not yet. I mean, Netherlands can sink anytime, really, once in 1,000 years. But I don't know. Maybe it's gonna happen, or maybe I'm already dead when it happens. Who knows? Don't really care about it at this moment, or else it's just gonna be like constantly worrying about shit I can't do anything about it. It's kind of pointless doing that.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We'll all be dead. That's somebody else's problem. Let them deal with it. You
True,
know.
true, true, true,
Well, I
true.
didn't burn the coal. You know.
E. Ugh.
Oh yeah.
But anyway,
But yeah.
yeah. Oh well, I guess we're almost at 2 hours, so maybe end it here.
All right.
Well,
Hopefully next week we'll have more guests. You know.
well, next week is gonna be moving night. I'm just changing
Ah,
it
right, right.
every 2 weeks, obviously. But
Next,
oh
next.
well, well, we'll see you like in 2 weeks. Subscribe to the channel. Forget about insane. Just think of us, nothing else for that
Who's
matter.
that? Who's that even? You
Who the
know.
fuck is that? He's
Oh
a
no.
ghost. He doesn't exist.
Look. Yeah, but no, we mentioned him. He's gonna show up as like, you know, when you talk about some kind of a
His
weird
ghost is just gonna
race.
show up
Yeah.
and think like, oh no, he's the big deal again in manga videos and what other shit that he did that he
Yeah, yeah.
didn't
He
have
might be
any
looking
interest
right
in it the
now.
last time. I'm like, he
You
doesn't
ever see
want me
any
to.
dislikes on the video?
Hmm?
Have you ever seen any dislikes on the video? That's probably him.
He just dislikes his own videos for some fucking reason.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
All
well,
right.
it
Well,
doesn't really
hopefully.
make. But he doesn't really make any. Well, he didn't want to make any manga videos anymore because they take too long for like whole series and constantly being back and forth. So he's probably not gonna do that anymore and just does individual videos nowadays. Maybe some podcasts about other stuff, or back to Lovecraft. But who knows? Oh well. Well, see you then. Bye bye.
All right. Later.